Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. Today we are at the Magic Mile, known as New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and today we're going to try to help guide you around this tricky racetrack. The first thing we're going to go over is shifting. I have tried running this racetrack in just 4th gear and just 5th gear without shifting, and both methods were significantly slower than shifting down the straightaway and getting into the corners. 4th gear, you're on the chip way too soon, and you're giving up a lot of time down the straightaway. It's about 300ths down the straightaway. And then 5th gear is comfortable, but you just lose a lot of momentum off the corners because you're trying to exit with much less RPM as opposed to shifting into 4th or trying to exit the corner in 4th gear. So you'll be shifting from 4th to 5th down the straightaways, and then you'll be shifting from 5th to 4th getting into the corners so that you can utilize the engine to help slow you down as well as give you that nice launch off the corner and keep your momentum. Another tip that I want to drive home is patience, not just with racing your competitors, but with your inputs. This track is very worn out. It does have a lot of grip until you overdrive the car, so it's important to drive within the limits of yourself. Exiting 2 is a lot less traction than exiting off of turn 4. You'll notice that when you come off of turn 4, it feels like you can put the power down a lot easier and not have as much wheel spin, whereas turn 2 you really have to be careful, because if you try to exit with too much throttle, it'll get very loose, spin the tires, and you'll be out of control before you know it. The other thing that I want to talk about is the braking. Just like a road course, this car in particular really likes to brake in a straight line. If you're driving too deep into the corner and trying to use a lot of brake while turning the wheel, you will notice that it really does not want to turn. So it's important to back your corners up to the point where you feel comfortable you can get on the brakes heavily to begin with without locking the tires up, and then get off the brakes as you're turning into the corner so that you can let the car roll and let the car get through the corner itself. Basically just letting the car do the work for you. You'll notice that your tires are going to be a lot cooler. You're going to save your tires a lot more, and your lap times will be significantly better. So one thing you've noticed already is the line that I'm driving. I am entering in the 3rd lane and then exiting off of the 2nd lane. There is quite a bit of grip up here in the 4th lane, but it will significantly heat your tires up, which in the longer run, the longer you go, it's just going to hurt you because your tires are going to be so much hotter, you're not going to be able to get the drive off that you need to get down the straightaway. It's a good tool to use if it's later in the run and you're just trying to get everything you can out of the car to finish the race, or if you're really trying to pass somebody, to at least catch them to pass them. It's worth a few hundredths, but if you try to do it throughout the course of a run, you're going to burn your stuff up so fast that you're just going to be fading at the end of the run. So it's notable that you can use it, you just don't want to be relying on it. And then of course when you're trying to make a pass, you're going to typically be down here in this 2nd lane. The very first lane down at the bottom has a lot less banking than the rest of the racetrack, so when you cross over that, you'll de-wedge the car and find that you get really loose. So if you see the guy that you're trying to pass is just holding this seam, well then you're kind of limited to holding this seam down here and trying to get the best run you can off the corner. If you notice that they're entering the third lane and sliding up, well, then you should have the ability to enter in the second lane and slide up accordingly. Obviously, you don't want to make contact, but if they're going to give you this room, you need to use it so that you can get the straightest shot off the corner as possible. Okay, we'll switch to the in-car so you guys can catch the last few laps from the driver's seat and hopefully give you a better perspective. Hey guys, real quick, just going to show you the garage here. This was my tires after the 15 laps that I did. As you can see, 95 on the middle of both. That is excellent. That is definitely what you want to try to shoot for. Obviously, over the course of an A-fix, if it goes green from start to finish, you're not going to have this kind of tire wear, but you want to try to keep it as close as possible. That way you have the best drive off and the best capability of your car late in the run as humanly possible. So once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. If you find that this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can be the first to see these tutorial videos every Monday once they're released. Thanks again, and we'll see you out on the track.